types of slope. So the best example to describe this type of slope is when I do biking. So uphill is an example of a positive slope. And then when you encounter your flat surface, that is an example of your zero slope. Downhill is an example of a negative slope. And a wall or a vertical wall is an example of a undefined slope. So positive slope increases from left to right. Zero slope is a flat horizontal line. Negative slope decreases from left to right. And lastly, undefined slope is a vertical line. Slope of a line. To find the slope, you need to use the slope formula, which is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So your first point, you need to label the coordinates as x sub 1 and y sub 1. The second point, label the coordinate as x sub 2 and y sub 2. So for example, you were asked to find the slope of the line whose coordinates are negative 1, 6 and 5, 1. So my first point is labeled as x sub 1 and y sub 1. My second point is labeled as x sub 2 and y sub 2. So plug in those coordinates into your slope formula. So you'll get 1 minus 6 all over 5 minus negative 1. So simplifying them will give you negative 5 over 6. So this will be the slope of the line. Slope of a line. To find the slope if the graph is given, first is to choose any points on your graph and then count how many units it rises and how many units it runs. So in this case, from 2 going to 5, there are 3 units. And from 1 going to 3, there are 2 units. So rise by 3 and run by 2. So that will be your slope, 3 over 2. Another example is again choose any point. From here, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 units going down means negative 8. And the other one from here to the right, there are 5 units over 5. So the slope of the line will give us negative 8 over 5.
Slope of a line. To find the slope, if the equation is given, you need to change your equation into slope-intercept form. So example, you have negative 3x plus y equals 5. So we need to isolate y at one side. So we can isolate it by adding 3x on both sides plus 3x. So this becomes 0. So you're left with y is equal to 5 plus 3x. So rearranging this as your slope-intercept form, you'll have y equals 3x plus 5. And now you can identify the slope as 3. Another example, find the slope if you're given negative 2x minus y equals 6. So again, we arrange this into slope-intercept form, isolating y. Y needs to be positive, so I'll add y to both sides of the equation. So this becomes 0. So I have 6 plus y, and this is equal to negative 2x. Adding negative 6 on both sides, so this becomes 0. I'm left with y at the other side, and negative 2x minus 6. So now we can identify the slope as negative 2.